Hi guys, it's Billie here, and today I would just like to talk to you about I know I've been gone a long time and I'm so sorry for not being there, but I would just like to say that basically I had a bit of a boring Christmas because obviously just to let you know, just to let you guys know about my family, both of my uncle and my cousin's boyfriend, they got COVID, so we wouldn't I wouldn't be able to go over there like I usually do every year. So basically, what I do as a family tradition every year at Christmas time is I usually go round my auntie's for Christmas, but this year I didn't because I just told you the reasons why. My auntie and my uncle and my cousin's boyfriend had COVID, and yeah, so I didn't really do much this Christmas. Also, I would like to ask you guys, what did you do this Christmas? Did you see your families? Did you see your friends? What family members did you see? What was your thing? What do you guys like to do at Christmas time and Boxing Day? If you want to tell me that, I would be very happy to hear your answers in the comments. And what I am going to talk about today is it's to do with Christmas, but it's not quite to do with Christmas. What I was going to say was that basically if you if if you guys didn't already know that I'm a big fan of music, this also includes my extends to my love of musicals. I've seen many musicals over the years, and the most recent movie musical I have seen is West Side Story. Now, I thought the new West Side Story by Steven Spielberg was expertly done. Like the cinematography was excellent, and obviously Rachel Ziegler and all the rest of the cast like Mike 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 Feist um Ansel Elgort and a bunch of the others were brilliant. But and to, like today's video is going to be about my thoughts on West Side Story. So obviously, I got you know I got to see West Side Story, and I just mentioned about who was in it, who it was directed by. It was directed by Steven Spielberg and Mike Feist, Ansel Elgort, Rachel Ziegler. They were in it. In fact, if I had to give an Oscar to someone personally, or if I had to nominate someone for an Oscar, it would definitely be Rachel Ziegler because she's fantastic as Maria. And one thing I did like about this film, I know I'm all over the place, but if you guys know me, you kind of know that I just ramble, so bear with me on that. One thing I did like about this movie was the fact I liked the characters had very interesting backstories, like with Tony's backstory. Um, he was basically on parole, and for a part-time job he works in Valentina's drugstore, which was previously owned by the um, by her widowed husband Doc. You know, you know. Yeah. So I liked that, and I also liked, I liked my favourite song from this movie adaptation, from this new one, would probably be like where Tony and Riff, the character is played by Mike Feist, is what I was gonna say, is basically they're trying to like fight for the gun, I really liked that. I thought that was an incredible thing to like, I thought that it was good that that Tony was trying to diffuse the situation, because as we know about West Side Story, if you've not seen the movie, I will briefly do a little recap for you. The story is about the Jets and the Sharks, and so the Jets are American and Polish, and the Sharks are American and Puerto Rican, and basically they are at war with each other because their territory is being taken down, and they're quite angry and quite angry and quite upset about their territory being taken down to build the famous Lincoln Center in America, in New York, where the story is set. And so I enjoy, I enjoy West Side Story. It's one of my favourite musicals. And also, let me get back to the plot, because I know you guys will be interested what happens in the end. So basically, their feud over their territory, or whose territory it is, because they can't really seem to reconcile on both sharing the Lincoln Center territory. They're like both fighting over it. Like, it's really like, it's not good. And also, like, what happens in the end is that, like, obviously there is a love story in West Side Story, and the love story is between Tony and Maria. Like, they meet at the like social experiment, and they fall in love instantly. I also liked the fact that this is a note I should probably make about Maria. I liked the fact that she was accepting of him as a murderer, because a lot of people were, or an attempted murderer. I really, because he's on parole because he almost killed the guy in, he almost killed this guy in like a rumble. And if you guys don't know, the rumble, the term rumble is like a New York City term for fight or street fight or whatever. Like, I think it's street fight. And yeah, they get into like a love thing with each other, and obviously the Jets and the Sharks hate this because, you know, that, well, they don't hate it, they're just continuing on to like fight with each other because it's all they've ever known. But I do like the fact that Maria was basically made to, you know, she wasn't made to, but I liked the fact that, you know, Maria said, okay, this guy almost murdered someone, and and, you know, I'm gonna forgive him, like, I'm not gonna forgive him, but I'm gonna take a chance on him because everyone deserves a second chance. And yeah, I think it's a really great movie. And obviously, in the end, like, if you don't know West Side Story, and if you do, like, you will probably know that Tony dies at the end of West Side Story because, you know, obviously Chino is jealous of him and Maria, and plus, like, I liked the fact that Chino sort of falls into this fact where if everyone else is being bad, I'll be bad as well. You know, and I, if there was one award I would have to give for this movie, it would be Tony Kushner's screenplay. I think the writing, or whoever wrote this, I presume it's Tony Kushner, he did an excellent job. And like, I would also like to say about West Side Story is about, like, I just want to address, like, I know people have said this already as well, but they've, like, in the 1961 version, they had like they had to wear like blackface, and I know that Rita Moreno, who plays Valentina in the new version, and Anita in the 1961 version, she complained while she was filming the original in 1961 that the Puerto Ricans were very dark, and she also stressed that they should be all colours. And I think, and another point to this West Side Story is that I think as a viewer it allows you to explore their culture. It allows you to see how they live. And this is another point. In the 1961 version, we do not really see Tony and Maria, and, you know, we don't really, well, we see more of Maria and Bernardo at home and Anita as opposed to Tony. You know, I like the fact that they showed Maria being at home with Bernardo and her standing up to everyone that has practically raised her and saying, I'm gonna do this because I love him, and no matter how hard you try, or no matter how hard you try and push us apart, we'll always be together. And it's just like a really lovely movie. If you guys, I would heavily recommend you going to see this movie because I think it's the representation is phenomenal, and I also like the fact that all of the cast was of Latinx descent or Latina descent, which I think is right. And I think And I also made myself, like, I made up a little story about this Puerto Rican bloke going to see this going to see this brand new spanking musical called West Side Story, and he gets his popcorn and he's really excited about it because this is the first time that he is seeing Puerto Ricans play an active part in a musical, and not now, but a couple of decades later or a couple of years later, he one day reads about how basically all of the characters, or most of the cast, or the majority of the cast, were in brown face. And I do not mean, I am only stating this as a fact because this is what has been said. I'm not trying to upset anyone by saying this. So if you think I'm being offensive, I'm not. This is just my opinion. If you don't like that, then you don't have to watch this video. And also, yeah, I just think it's a brilliant movie. Like, the brown face was an issue in the 1961 version, and I mustn't also forget, like, the dubbing. Now, this should be noted because if you don't know, the original West Side Story, they had Marnie Nixon do the overdubbing for Natalie Wood, whose voice was naturally lower, and she sung the song Let Me Entertain You in Gypsy, which is another musical that I have recently seen, and it is phenomenal. A character that I really resonate with in Gypsy was Rose Lee. I thought she was brilliant. Like, you could just see as a stage mother, she was very in tune with her father's career, and she was very sort of dominant when it came to her daughter's career. I may have said her father's, but I'm sorry, I literally made a mistake there. So, yeah. So I really like Rosalie in Gypsy. And back to West Side Story, I was saying that when Natalie Wood found out about the dubbing with West Side Story, she was not very happy about it because the studio actually said to her basically that, she was there when they actually said, okay, that was great, Marnie, and she didn't really get any, but Marnie Nixon was a ghost singer, I think, and Natalie Wood was distraught when she found out that they ripped all of her vocals from the soundtrack, and they replaced them with Marnie Nixon's. And just to finish this video off, I would just like to say, if you I think West Side Story is a brilliant musical, and it is a brilliant film. One more thing I should probably say as well, if you haven't seen West Side Story, I would just like to quickly mention that the new film is more based on the 1957 musical than the 1961 film. So if you please bear that in mind. But you know, if you really want to check West Side Story out, you can do. Like, I'm sure it'll be out. It's out in. I don't know if it's out in theatres. Um, you can do when it comes out on DVD, or maybe you've booked an extra like a day before. You know, they maybe you've booked a seat already. If you have, I would really recommend on seeing this film, and you might change, you might like, West Side Story. If you're a new fan or if you're an old fan, it's brilliant, you know. So that's all I have to say in this video. If you guys are interested and you like my content, I know I don't post very often, but I would really appreciate your feedback on what you think about this video. I've got topics on like celebrities such as Britney, Michael Jackson, Drake. I did another film review and my problems with that. Just to let you know, that video I did was called Me Before You. So if you want to go and see that, check that review out and let me know what you thought of my opinion. Let me know what you think of that video in the comments. So if you like what content I post, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. I would really appreciate your feedback. Bye guys, bye. Bye. Bye.